So this conversation has come up so many times because I personally know a lot of people that are self-employed, meaning that they receive a 1099 or they report their income as independent contractors. And as a business owner myself and having conversation with other business owners, we have discussed and talked about which one is it that people should call themselves. Are you an entrepreneur if you're self-employed and working as an independent contractor? Or do you not call yourself an entrepreneur and just say you're self-employed? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jamie from jbrady.com. For the latest videos on entrepreneurship, finances, and coaching, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every single week. So let's start first by talking about self-employment. According to the IRS, you are self-employed if you carry a trade or a business as a sole proprietor or independent contractor. Secondly, if you are a member of a partnership that carries a trade or a business. And last, if you are in business for yourself. So let me give you a few examples of self-employment. Uber, Lyft, Amazon Flex, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. So those are some companies that you can become an independent contractor, and they, at the end of the year, what they'll do, they'll send you a 1099 versus a W-2 when you're working for a regular 9 to 5. Not only this, but you will also be able to declare all of your expenses throughout the year in your business when you file your taxes. Now let's talk about entrepreneurship. So when you are an entrepreneur, that means that you developed or created your business idea, you took the leap and took action and took the financial risk to make that vision and that business idea come to life. Whether you opened up a physical business, brick and mortar, or you started an online business, you still took the financial risk and you are fully responsible of investing and also of making sure that this business is 1, profitable, and 2, marketable. Now, what are the pros of self-employment and entrepreneurship? So the pros are when you're self-employed, like I said, you have freedom, you have flexibility, you can work whenever you want to. You can also track all of your expenses and then report them at the end of the year. You can really just manage your own time and work whenever you want to. The same thing with entrepreneurship. When you're an entrepreneur, you decide when you want to work, with who you want to work, and how much you want to earn. Because based on what you're selling, whether it's a service or a product, you get to put a price on that. You get to charge your clients the amount that you think that you deserve and the amount that you want to earn. So the pros for both of them are amazing because, again, you're independent, whether you're an independent contractor, self-employed, and entrepreneur. Independent, flexible, freedom, and all that stuff. Now, what are the cons with self-employment? Well, the cons with self-employment is that, again, if you're not tracking your expenses correctly, then you're going to have a hard time when you do your taxes at the end of the year. So meaning that if your job requires you to drive most of the day, for example, like Lyft, Uber Eats, any of those jobs, then you need to track your mileage, your phone expense, your car insurance, all of the things that are considered business expenses. So that way, when you do your taxes, you won't have a hard time. And you can actually get all the credits for those business expenses. Another thing is when you are self-employed, you can't control the amount of money that you make. I mean, obviously, the more you work, the more money you make. But what I mean is that you don't have control of saying, I'm going to charge this amount for an hour or a week or a month, because you are working as an independent contractor. You have a contract with another company that already set all the rules, the boundaries, the prices, the product, the service. So you have no control over that. Another con of self-employment is that depending on the company that you're working for, you don't really have a lot of room for growth, because unless there's a different position in a different area of that same company that you want to move onto. So you're very limited when you're self-employed. But again, the pro is that you are independent. You get to do whatever you want and work whenever you want to. A lot of people have a full-time job, 9 to 5, and they have a part-time and they're working as self-employed or independent contracts. So you can actually do both, whatever benefits you at the end of the day. Versus entrepreneurship, the con about entrepreneurship is you also have to be organized, because when you are starting a business, you're taking a financial risk. So you want to make sure that you are tracking every single dollar that you are investing in your business, and you want to be tracking every single dollar that you are spending in your business. Why? Because at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, again, just like self-employment, you want to be organized and you want to see the revenue versus expenses in your business, because that is the only way that you are going to be able to grow and be successful and really know if your business is giving you the revenue that you deserve and desire. So those are the real differences between the two. And whether you are thinking of being self-employed, or right now you are being self-employed, you're an independent contractor, or you are already an entrepreneur, my advice to you is to always make sure that you are keeping track of all your expenses and making sure that you are keeping track of your taxes. Because when you are self-employed, you're not getting the taxes withheld from your check, okay? So it's very different when you're working at a 9 to 5 job. You get a W-2, you get a paycheck every week or bi-weekly, and they take the taxes, federal and state, and you don't have to worry about that. When you're self-employed, that does not happen. You are fully responsible to pay your taxes quarterly or to pay them at the end of the year. And this happens with a lot of people because I am a tax preparer. So it happens to a lot of people that at the end of the year, when they have to pay back $1,000 or $2,000, they are shocked. They're like, wait a second, why do I have to pay all that money? But the reason is that they did not track their expenses, they did not track their income, and they did not pay the IRS their taxes throughout the year. So very important, whether you are self-employed or whether you're an entrepreneur, you must do this. Comment below and let me know, which one do you call yourself? Are you self-employed or are you an entrepreneur? And if you have had any difficulties when it's time to do your taxes because you didn't pay taxes quarterly throughout the year, or because you didn't track your expenses, I would love to know. Or if you're even thinking of taking the leap from self-employment to entrepreneurship. The point is that whether you are an independent contractor or you have your own business, you're still considered self-employed. Why? Because you're working for yourself. You're working independently. You don't have a boss telling you what to do or when to do it. You have control of your own schedule, and in both areas, you still have to track your income and track your expenses and pay taxes. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and share this with all your family and friends. Also, if you're thinking of taking the leap into entrepreneurship, I know it can be scary. I was once there. So make sure that you join our private Facebook group and grab our free guide using the link below. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day and blessed week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.